Leo's silence began subtly, unnoticed even by himself initially. One day, he raised his hand. The next day, he didn't. And after that, he never did again. By the time 5th grade began at Maplewood Elementary School, Leo had become a shadow present but unseen. He sat on the last bench, near the window with the cracked glass. His uniform was always a little loose, his books a little old, and his shoes carried dust from long walks instead of car rides. Teachers described him using gentle words: quiet, shy, slow. But Leo wasn't slow, he was scared. Every time Leo tried to answer a question in earlier grades, someone laughed. Sometimes it was a student. Sometimes it was a whisper. Once, even a teacher sighed impatiently. Each laugh stacked itself inside his chest like a heavy stone. So, Leo learned the safest thing in school wasn't answering correctly. It was staying silent. On the other side of the classroom sat Ethan Parker. Ethan was everything Leo was not. Confident, clean uniform, perfect handwriting, a smile that teachers trusted. When Ethan entered a room, people noticed. When Leo entered, people forgot. Ethan's parents were doctors. His house had shelves full of books and a quiet study room with a desk just for him. He had tutors, planners, and colored pens. Leo had a kitchen table that wobbled, and a mother who worked night shifts. Yet, strangely, fate placed them in the same classroom. And that's where something unusual began. It started during a math lesson. Mrs. Anderson wrote a difficult fraction problem on the board. The class groaned. Before anyone raised a hand, Leo whispered the answer, so softly, Ethan later remembered. It felt like the number floated past my ear. Ethan turned around. Leo's eyes were still on the board. His lips barely moved. Ethan frowned. During science class, it happened again. During English grammar again. Leo knew the answers, but he hid them like secrets. For days, Ethan observed quietly. And then came the announcement that changed everything. One Monday morning, Mrs. Anderson clapped her hands. Class, this year, our school will nominate 2 students for the National Young Scholars Exam. Gasps filled the room. This exam, she continued, can decide future scholarships and opportunities. Every head turned toward Ethan. He was the obvious choice. Mrs. Anderson smiled. The first nominee will be announced soon. Ethan felt proud, but uneasy. Because this time, when he looked around, he didn't feel excitement. He felt responsibility. His eyes drifted to the back bench. Leo was staring at his notebook, fingers clenched tightly. That afternoon, during recess, Ethan did something unexpected. He walked toward Leo. Leo noticed the shadow first. He stiffened. Yes? Leo asked quietly, already preparing for embarrassment. Do you want to study together? Ethan asked. Leo blinked. With you? Ethan nodded. I think you're really smart. Leo's throat tightened. No one had said that to him before. Not teachers, not classmates, not even himself. I'll slow you down, Leo whispered. Ethan shook his head. You won't. After a long silence, Leo nodded. And just like that, 2 very different worlds collided. Their first study session was awkward. They met at the public library. Leo sat stiffly, afraid to touch anything. Ethan slid a notebook across the table. Try this problem. Leo hesitated. His pencil shook. But then numbers began to flow fast, precise, elegant. Ethan stared. You solved it in your head, he said softly. Leo shrugged. I like numbers, they don't laugh. That sentence stayed with Ethan for a long time. From that day on, they met every evening. Ethan helped Leo organize his notes, speak clearly, and read aloud. Leo helped Ethan think creatively, showing shortcuts and patterns no textbook mentioned. Slowly, Leo began to smile more. Slowly, Ethan began to listen more. They weren't just studying, they were growing. But the world doesn't always like change, whispers began. Why is Ethan wasting time? He's already the best. That kid will pull him down. Ryan, the loudest boy in class, laughed openly. You're tutoring Charity now? He mocked. Ethan felt anger, but also doubt. Late at night, alone at his desk, Ethan stared at his notes. What if they were right? What if helping Leo cost him everything? The exam was coming closer. Pressure grew heavier, and then, suddenly, Leo disappeared. Monday passed. Leo's seat was empty. Tuesday came. Still empty. By Wednesday, Ethan couldn't focus. Mrs. Anderson, he asked quietly. Is Leo okay? She sighed. His mother is very sick. He may not return. Ethan's heart sank. That evening, Ethan rode his bike farther than he ever had. Past neat houses, past bright streets, toward the railway tracks. Leo's home was small, dim, and tired. Leo opened the door. His face looked older somehow. My mom needs medicine, Leo said quietly. I work evenings now. I can't study. Ethan swallowed. That night, Ethan made a choice. He sold his gaming console. He stopped going out. He skipped comforts he never thought about before. Every night, he came to Leo's house with books. Sometimes they studied by candlelight. Sometimes Leo fell asleep at the table. Ethan stayed anyway. Exam day arrived. The hall was silent. Leo's hands trembled. Ethan leaned closer and whispered, "Breathe." The clock ticked. Questions came. Leo remembered nights of struggle, moments of doubt, a friend who never gave up. He wrote. He finished. Result day arrived. First place, the principal announced. Leo Carter. Gasps filled the room. Leo froze. Tears fell. In second place, the principal continued. Ethan Parker. Applause thundered.